I got the Model A back together again. Really only took me, total on this project about maybe 5 days. So what I did in the car is pulled the engine. When I bought it from the estate sale, it was supposedly, reconditioned by the prior owner who passed away, which it was actually. And he never got a chance to sort the car out. That's really the issue here. So when I drove the car, when I got it started, it was sitting for about 3 years before it was even started. I got it started, and when I drove it around, the engine was really strong, and everything looked good surface, on the surface. Then when I, hit second gear, oh my gosh, it made noise like you wouldn't believe. But I knew what it was because I rebuilt a couple of these transmissions already. Whoever reconditioned the transmission in the past forgot to put the spacers in the main shaft. So the main shaft was walking. So anyway, that means that I had to pull the engine because I had to, fix the transmission. But what I did is I had a transmission on the shelf that I rebuilt a couple of years ago. So I did pull the engine. Put the new transmission in. And also while I was there, I double checked on everything. And he had a new clutch, pressure plate, throw-up bearing. Everything was, new. So I checked everything out. Everything was fine. As a matter of fact, the flywheel was balanced. And that's a good thing, okay? Then I decided to really go through the car, and it had the old style 7-tooth steering column in it. There's a tremendous amount of play in the wheel. So I replaced that with a it's called a 2-tooth steering column out of a 30 and 31. Another thing that I rebuilt a couple of years ago. I put that in there, and it didn't have any shock absorbers, so I went and I bought all 4 new shocks, the modern type of shocks, and I put those on the car. The water pump was bad. I mean, it was a brand new one, but the shaft was moving in and out, so I replaced the water pump with another water pump. And then he never replaced the radiator, so as you see, it's got a brand new radiator in it now. And the distributor was fine, but it was the new style, which I don't like, so I had an old style sitting around that I rebuilt also, that I put the old style in, which is a much better distributor too. Additionally, the carburetor had a Zenith carburetor on it. I don't like Zenith carburetors. Even though it's a new carburetor, I put a Tolson on it, which is much more dependable and actually better fuel mileage if you care about fuel mileage. So this car pretty much is really sorted well. Also put a new coil in it. I put Teflon steering bushes in it. So I got all that sorted out also. I'm having the wheels powder coated. I'm putting new tires on it. And everything you could think of mechanically, I've gone over this car. And everything is fine now. All the brakes were replaced by him, and they're all good. I checked all 4 wheels. So that's all done. So there's nothing much left to do in the car mechanically. The body, yeah, it's going to need a paint job. If you want to do a paint job, we'll just keep it looking the way it is. It's kind of cool. But it's going to be one heck of a driving car. And just listen to this engine. I mean, this thing, it's running fabulous. You don't see many Model A's running this nice, by the way. I'm sure the engine was balanced. The guy was a Ford dealer. His son told me that it's a Texas Ford dealer, and the car is from Texas too. And he had a local guy, rebuild the engine. And I tell you, this is a balanced engine. I wouldn't be surprised if it has a Burlington crank in it. It's too smooth for a Model A, and it's too strong. So I don't know exactly. I don't have any proof on it. He cannot find the documentation, so I can't produce that. But overall, it's one heck of a car, and I'm going to want 10 grand for it. I already have my own money. If I added up all the parts and things like that, not including my labor, about $9,600 in this thing. So there's never a cheap car, Oh, additionally, what he did is he put a whole new interior in it. So that's another less expensive thing you got to do if you buy this thing. So really the body, and if I was you, whoever buys it, I would send it over to Maaco. I would prep myself and put a $600 black paint job on it. You'd be fine to go. Again, these pre-war cars are, they're not overly popular right now, but they are really popular. Model A's especially seem to be holding their own. So this car would really retail for probably about $1,100 to $1,300 in this condition. With a good paint job, you're talking about $14 or $15. So that's it. That's where I'm at right now. I just wanted to give you an update.